Hey, Ed, you coming up? You coming to bed? Danny? You're supposed to be asleep. Thought you were asleep.
So are you. These are the hours to be asleep, right? Isn't this the time when a man is supposed to put his head down on a pillow and refresh himself?
Sure.
Yes, sir. He waits for tomorrow when he will rise and do it all over again. This time he will be brave, industrious, kind, whatever. This time he will make his mark on immortality's great white stone. This tomorrow will be like none other in his life. This time it will all be different. Well, what's the matter, kid? Isn't that the way it is? Isn't that what it's all about?
I gave up watching television, Jaybird.
What you guys need in this place is some mirrors. You need to be able to look in and grit your teeth and hammer away at the glass until you think it's going to crack. A lot of people do that every morning, you know. The trouble is they can never quite break the old image. They become attached. Besides, if it's broken, how would they explain it to the wife? And the noise might wake the kids.
Is that how you've lived?
That's the trouble with the world, Danny. Everything is so damn personal. We've lost sight of the really big issues.
You about finished?
Just more blather, eh? Yeah, it's me at the mirror every morning. Is that what you want to hear? Yeah, I'm about finished. How about you?
Fuck you, Jaybird.
Aha! Now that's the ticket. You're the only one around here still scrapping away.
I don't know why the hell you came here. You walked out. Why didn't you just stay out?
Pay attention, boy. What good was the second fiddler when there were first fiddlers around?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that there are some who are better than others. A second fiddler can love a fine woman and fill a tooth confidently. But like everything else, he can't do either one best. He spends his whole life like the rest of the fans in the stands, just looking for the big play. He knows the big moments that make the great moves, and he searches them out like the Holy Grail.
Is that some kind of excuse?
Don't you get it, Danny? What if it isn't there? You go up on that mountain like some frantic wildcat, tearing your hands and feet on sharp stones, burning your eyes out with the search. My God, you're getting to the top, and you get there. What if nothing's there?
Ed needed you. Maybe if you had the guts to stick around, everything would be different.
Ed never needed anyone to lean on. Why, even in blindness, the force is still there. You, with all your strength, have you been able to match him, to challenge him? No, I thought not. And I know you've tried.
I'd like to know what happened to this place.
I have to know that.
You were here when it all started. Something was different. I knew that when you guys came from the north.
Oh, yes. Something was different, all right. Nothing could be quite the same after that. All sorts of scars on both mind and body. One day we were over there eating dust and despair, and 72 hours later we were back, and people were throwing rocks at our bus when we arrived. And when we got out, they spat on us. We understood it. After all, we were the tattered remains of Salvation's army, the ranks of which had been totally decimated. Maybe we found 10 of the 100 or 2 who survived it. Well, as I said, when they spat at us, we understood it. Just didn't expect it. Before we knew it had happened, we were back here drinking booze and trying to figure the whole thing out.
That was some drunk you guys had. I lost count of the days. We all thought it was supposed to be a celebration.
Well, it started out that way. But I think our minds were so poisoned with what had happened over there, we just tried to throw it all up.
There wasn't any music. And no talk like we had before. Percy's book was still going good, and Mary Ann had some stuff showing over at the gallery.
Bless her. She was the one that was trying to reach us, trying to get through to us. Poor dear, but no one would listen.
The scariest part was Ed. Ed always took things in hand. From the first day I walked into this place, I knew who held the old salon together. When things started to become unhinged, I thought he'd do something about it. But he just sat there on that black stool. I'm not sure he ever slept. Every time I looked, he was breaking the seal on another bottle.
Ed and I must have talked for hours. It was all garbled. I can't remember a word.
You didn't talk. You just grunted at each other. Anyway, you know what happened to you. Once you got your head back, you and what's-her-name went off and got married.
Francie, then? Her name is Francie. You never wanted to remember her name because you never liked her.
She was always running around showing off her ass. Fixing a drink or something, or trying to talk to somebody when Ed was playing.
I know. My God. All the women that I seduced in the name of art, or could have. Some of them like Slim with the most sensitive of souls. But Francie was the most beautiful and most seductive.
A damn pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Why don't you just admit it?
All right. She was a very rich young lady, and her daddy loved me, and I took advantage. Why not? She was very ambitious. My experience told me that I was better suited for a less delicate kind of construction than that required for a golden horn. Daddy paid my way through dental school. I was at the top of my class. It was so easy for me, Dad. So easy.
You left Ed.
Sold out, is that what you mean? I didn't desert Ed. I left because I didn't think I belonged anymore. Dana University can award degrees, but not talent. Maybe I still don't belong. But I just couldn't stay away. So, what happened after I left?
Maybe a couple months later, Ed opened the piano for the first time and started practicing. He was pretty rusty, even I could tell that, but then he seemed to be getting there, getting it back. I'd be up here studying or doing something, and it would just sound great to me. Then all of a sudden, he'd start pounding on the thing, just hammering on it. Then he'd stop and let out this chilling sort of scream. Next day, the same thing. Then pretty soon, the music people from Dana started coming over and putting on the pressure for the concert date. They had this 100-year celebration coming up that was supposed to be a big deal. They wanted Ed to play with some big artist they could, show off their product.
But it never happened, right?
Right. But one day they came over right after Ed lost his cool. I was trying to tell them there was a really bad time to go down and see Ed. But they weren't about to listen to some peon student, so they went on down to the happening. Oh, man. They were real funny every time they came over here. The way they looked around this cockeyed place, especially that trap door you built, that really blew their mind.
The secret door to Glen Pike's Bar and Grill. We stole from him shamefully. He never figured out that his upstairs renters drove him into bankruptcy. So what happened?
Well, when they got down there, at first Ed was like catatonic. I watched from the trap door. He wouldn't talk to them. He wouldn't even look at them. He just had this glaze over his eyes and just seemed to stare in space. Do you remember how he had all that sheet music piled up on top of the piano?
I knocked them off enough times. I always meant to build a set of shelves down there, but I just never got around to it.
Well, eventually this glaze disappeared. And when it did, Ed started throwing all this sheet music at them. I mean, there was paper flying all over the half room. Well, Lindbergh, you remember him, the teacher? He tried to grab Ed and make him stop. Ed caught him with a solid right and decked him. My God. Believe me, the worst is yet to come. Percy floats in. He'd been high for maybe a month, hadn't written a line since you guys got back. He hears all this uproar down below. So he runs for his little pop gun under his pillow, comes running down the steps, knocks me on the counter, and starts firing away, screaming like one of those Indians in the old Western movies.
Oh, Christ, no.
Let me tell you, those Dana profs were terrified. I finally got the Percy and got the gun away from him. Those profs were up those stairs and out of here in no time, never to be heard from again.
Then he didn't hit anyone.
I guess not, because no cops came. I think they just hushed the whole thing up over Dana. It's the way they do things,
Never mind that. What about Ed?
Ed hasn't touched the piano since that day. Gradually, things have gotten to the way they are now. One day, a couple months after that, I just happened to mention Ed in the paper was looking for a reporter to do the crime scene. Next day, Ed goes down and gets the job. I don't know why you went for that job. I mean, it leads nowhere, but Ed doesn't seem to care.
You said Ed hasn't played since that day.
No.
Damn, all the wasted years.
Did Ed... I mean, do you know if Ed killed anybody over there?
How many search and destroy missions can you make without killing someone? Sometimes you don't know. I mean, you can't verify it. Other times, well, he never said, and I damn well would never ask.
He has these flashbacks, I guess you call them. That's when he keeps on talking about his hands being red. I think he means blood. I can't figure if he means his own or somebody else's.
Maybe both. Was a grenade that opened his inside. I've had a nightmare or two myself about that. I see Ed lying there, holding his insides in with his hand. That may have been what happened. It may have been part of that incoherent grunting you heard us exchanging at our little homecoming party. Maybe that's the reason I remember so little. I think I tried to blot everything out with alcohol. Thought I had succeeded, but I haven't.
I'm damn sure Ed hasn't.
No. We must do something.
What?
I don't know. But we seem to be the only ones around here who haven't completely given up.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, come on, Danny. There's still a bit of a fight left in you.
You haven't been here, Jaybird. You haven't had to see this happen.
No, thank God.
See the electric orgy here, huh? We're big on abundance now. Big Ed gives a lot of attention to bodily needs. Like if we eat enough and drink enough, we'll fatten up our brains and not think anymore. Maybe eventually we'll all grow snouts and claws. Then we won't have to pretend anymore that we're something we aren't.
Back to the jungle. Well, I don't see any snouts or claws on you.
Well, they're there, man. Even if you can't see it. Listen, I'm scared. We've always been different here, you know, from that pack across the street at Dana. A little isolated maybe because we never went in for all the frats and the rah-rah stuff.
Be grateful for that.
Yeah, but the bad part comes when you start to feel a little isolated from yourself. But when you start to feel a part of you going numb, that's when it gets scary. Like when I ball up my fist like this, I can barely feel it. I feel enough to make the fist. I feel it hit. But not all of it. Understand? How do you fight, man, when you're half numb?
You're asking me?
I'm asking myself.
I'm glad somebody's doing that.
Oh, no. You guys who drift in from the outside, you're always big on words and advice.
Oh, jeez. Why did I come back here? Why did I wake myself from my deadening sleep and come back to this? Why, I could have cut the grass one last time before the dead leaves fall. I could have weeded the remains of my little garden, protected it from the last of nature's little corruptions. I don't know what happened. Suddenly, somewhere deep inside me, I had this overwhelming urge to be awakened, to fertilize my soul for a change rather than that fucking garden. It felt good. It was a kind of pilgrimage. Hell, I did take a risk. I threw away everything I had for this. Something has to happen here. Somehow I've got to wake this place up. Only 5 a.m. Well, the hell with it, Danny. We've slept enough around here. I'm going to be the cop. I'll even wake the king. I'm going to loosen up some of the fat of his belly. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! God is calling! The night is dead! Morning time! Morning time! Reveille for the king and the army! We were born on a pigskin tambourine, a pigskin tambourine. That's good! Wake up, king! The palace is falling! Maybe the sky! There's an insurgent within the kingdom, oh great fat one! The old cock murdering sleep! Wake up! Wake up! Put it away. Christ, how many times am I going to have to do this? I said put it away. You fire that cannon at me, and I promise you, before I die, I'll crawl up there and jam it down your throat. I'll make you look like a clown instead of a corpse. You want to try me? Dead.
You killed the couch.
I think I got the top. Dig it, right? Hear that? He's having a big time down there. Blow away!
What happened to the big guy? Huh? That was quite a glamour day, cop. Well, I got something for you, 10 years. I'm playing, damn you! Hey!
Who's dead?
Nothing, nobody. Go back to sleep.
Sleep. Slim can't sleep. Slim's scared. Slim's got nobody. Nothing. You come on down, Danny, baby. Come on down and help old Slim, will you?
sorry about the clamor, Ed. Fun sort of business, that. But the old cock didn't die. You know how I can tell? My insides are all churned up. Whew, yes, sir, I'm a bit shaky. Should have had me a little combat experience to prepare me. Got my hands a little bloody.
Why the hell don't you leave? You've got foot and mouth disease, Doctor. You don't belong here.
I'm just like you now, Ed. I've been fired upon. Oh, of course I didn't get hit. Tell me something, Ed. Was it you who held your insides in with your hands until the copter came, or is that just a nightmare I've had?
Christ, will you just get out of here?
I may have to do that. I find I'm too old for all this combat, confusion, and darkness. I can't grow fat and numb in this kind of atmosphere.
Everything was fine until you came and started stirring up ghosts.
Yeah, I noticed how everyone was just having sweet dreams.
I've tried to play.
So they tell me. All I know is that those good hands can save your insides and give you life, and surely they can make music.
What do you know? You were in the rear building bridges.
I see. What you mean is your hands did a lot of other things over there. Tell me something, Ed. What are you supposed to do if they send you out and the guy on the other side is eyeballing you through his aperture with his finger on the trigger?
What if he's a village peasant with just a stick to prod his eyes?
But nobody ever knew that for sure. He could have had a grenade or a pistol or God knows what else stuck inside his pajama pants.
Yeah, you found out once you blew his head off.
It's a war, Ed. Who's going to bother to look? Who's going to bother to search the corpse of a goop peasant to prove himself innocent? Oh my God. You damned fool. You don't do that. It's against all the rules. Hey, you know, I just can't help admiring that old trap door up there. Beautifully conceived. Beautifully constructed with the old saber saw. You know, I think we did old Klimt a favor by stealing his booze. He was really just a farmer and a good Southern Baptist to boot. What was he doing trying to run a tavern? We saved him, you and I, at some expense to our sobriety. We sent him back to plow the earth, no longer troubled by nightmares of drunken angels flitting about his bar. The old half-moon became ours by default, thanks to our little secret door.
You just rattle on and on, don't you? Next thing you know, you'll be telling me about those stupid cherry cola girls you used to bring in.
Oh, now hold on, Ed. They weren't all stupid, just young and corruptible. Besides, not everyone likes bourbon. And I noticed that whenever I brought someone in with too much head, you'd play something sweet and intricate and take her. And that would be that.
That's so much bullshit.
That's so. Who brought Mary Ann here for the first time?
Not you.
The same. By the time you met her, I was already etched in charcoal. Don't you remember that? That was her first sale. Imagine. My mug was $75 for someone. Was I proud of that? Of her? Gosh, she's really sleeping, isn't she? All that glamour, not a sign of life. It takes some throwing to wake her up.
Well, what of it?
Nothing. You were right about some of those girls, though. Some of them were pretty thick. But there were others. And they knew that they had come to an exceptional place where there were exceptional people doing exceptional things.
I need a drink. There's gotta be one bottle left around here somewhere. Look, why don't you go home and tell your patients about those girls while you poke your fingers in their mouths? They'll be entertained.
I wasn't talking about the girls, and you know it, Ed. But you know something? It's a funny thing, this business of poking my fingers in other people's mouths. It kind of makes me a god, you might say. Puts them at my mercy. I mean, If my tools in their mouths are silent, they're not allowed to speak. And I reveal all of their sins when I show them the pictures from my omniscient X-ray machine. They are ashamed of all their dark and hidden pits of decay. And they look to me to restore, to give them a kind of redemption. And I do it. Yes, Edward, I am but God. What will I offer them? Wisdom, or truth, or beauty? No. I can't give them anything like that. The best I can do is to tell them not to chew on the left side of the mouth for the next couple of hours. That's when they know that I ain't no God. Just another mechanic.
Tell them about the tooth fairy.
Oh, quit taunting me, Ed. The point is, they hunger for something more in this wretched life than a mechanic can't give them.
You're the one that's doing the taunting. You're trying to make me someone that I can't be. I'm not the man in your faded memory. That person doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, come on, Ed. Look around you. Look at them. They're like birds trapped in a cage. That old door up there was not designed to trap people. Marianne and Percy are truly gifted, and you know it. Slim and Danny are completely selfish and ready to give of themselves in a way that makes them absolutely beautiful human beings. They look to you, Ed, for inspiration, or direction, or discipline, or whatever. How should I know not being gifted like them? And you turn your back. No, I know you may have never meant to do it. But see, you paralyzed them. You clamped their beautiful wings to their sides. The old Master Bird, he carried them to the top of the mountain, then turned himself into a fat pig.
Master Bird? I'm nobody's master. There aren't any locks on the doors or bars on the windows. They can walk out anytime. No one's stopping.
But they won't go, Ed. Like it or not, you're the one they look to. And when they see you troubled and in pain, they watch you and they serve you. And they wish and wait for you to be better. And they are frustrated and in despair because they can't reach you. What do they know of good people who suddenly became murderers when they began stalking the rice paddies in the jungle? What do they know of those instant decisions that made them be what they would not be? Or the discovery of a nightmare of discovering innocence when they were sure there was none? What can they know of that?
I can't wash it off! Can't you understand that? It's when I sit there on that stool that it's the worst. My hands. Just want to be numb, you know? Somehow put on a new layer of skin.
You've done that. Has it helped?
Seeing less and less, but
It's going to always be there, my friend. Look, some can just walk away and forget. The exceptional ones can't.
I touch the keys and everything turns red.
It's all a nightmare, Ed. I swear it is. It's all a nightmare. Look, it was all madness out there. Out of control with nothing to live by. It's all a nightmare. You don't have any monopoly on those.
But I see him less and less now. He's just a blur. Soon I'll be rid of him.
It's not going to work, Ed. The guild has no face and there isn't any blood. Who do you think hatched the scheme for Salvation's army? Who do you think carried the shield of morality into battle? Talk about your guilt? How am I supposed to atone for that? I can't. My powers to redeem and restore are limited. I'm just a mechanic. No one has ever looked up to me except from a dental chair.
You see? You can't do that to me. You think I can free you from your guilt, is that it?
Maybe. But not the way you think. I came in here blathering about Salvation's army when I know that there's nothing left of it. Nothing, Ed, except these birds. They're all that's left.
I would love to be your master bird. Your redeemer, whatever you choose to call it. I mean, who wouldn't want to recreate that time? But I'm telling you, I've tried to do it. I couldn't. I can't. I'm not the one. Can't you understand?
You are the one, and you damn well know you are. I know what you did out there. You buried him, didn't you? With your little pack shovel, you wouldn't leave him a rot for the buzzards to pick. And there was blood everywhere, right? On your hands, your face, your fatigues. And he was the one who was numb, not you. You were the one with life, with more to give to life than you could ever imagine. Listen to me. He was nothing but a goddamn second fiddling mechanic, plowing rice paddy, giving something neither he nor the rest of us can. Well, what have we here, Ed? Just look at that washed out face. And these hands. Why, they're so shaky, I doubt if they can even hold a brush. This girl can't paint anymore, Ed. She traces the air with her finger, looking for a place to land, searching for an eye or a mouth that isn't hollow or dead. Damn it, God! Oh, come on, Percy. I make a really bad target. Look, he's that way, see? In the shadows over there. It's a really big target. You'd appreciate the service, wouldn't you, Ed? You could join your friend out there in the rice paddy. No more guilt. Everything's absolved. Well, there's your freedom, Percy. It'll take a little exertion of the will. Well, why don't you squeeze it? You can't miss. What a noisy, harmless sparrow. What's he doing in the cage? Oh, well, here's another one, Ed. He's still fighting, but he's all caged up, too. Well, where is she? She's all used up, isn't she? Tight and dry. All caged with desire, all ready to give and give, but can't. This is the nightmare, Ed! And a truly exceptional one it is. Well, what is to be done, Ed? Why didn't you just pull my insides out when we were over there? Unlike you, I can't restore anything. So you go back home to your big chair and tell him not to chew on the left side. It's enough. It's all that there is. What do you think, boys and girls? That's all there is. Well, big essence, there are no bars on the windows and doors so anyone can leave. Well, do you think you're in a cage or something? Well, you're not, see, it's time to go. So what are you waiting for? All right, Ben. I'll be first then, even though I just arrived. Listen, you may not know it, but I've got really big things to do out there. I am an important guy, you know. Why, my patients must be ringing the phone up with a calling for me. No doubt my children are asking for me too. They found some new game and they want me to play. Oh, and hey, there's beautiful, seductive Francie. Oh, what the hell I'm putting her through right now. Don't you imagine she's longing for me passionately? Oh yeah, and hey, there's the broken latch on the front screen door that I never fixed, and the leak in the ceiling that I never patched. You know, I think I might be needed there sometimes, though I have to shout to be heard. But I will be heard. Well, what do you think, boys and girls? I may be exceptional after all. So, out of my way. The old trap door is open and I'm leaving. You can too. Just ask Ed, he'll tell you. my way, Slim Jim, or I'll kick your teeth in.
You'd do it, wouldn't you? Anything for a little business.
You bet I would. Old Big Ed wants us to leave and get out of his fat way. All that's required is a little exertion of the will. I've got it.
No. You're just a stinker and a coward. Screw you.
You don't know how anymore.
You bastard. You stinker, you coward!
I lost my tin horn. You lost your tambourine. You know better than I am. What?
Good riddance, I say. Coming in like that, shattering tranquility. Just pretend it never happened, I say. The night's over. We all look fresh. Dawn's rosy fingers will soon be stretching across the gray, right? So will it be, Ed? A drink or breakfast? With a few eggs in the fridge and some roasty, toasty cornflakes in the bathroom cabinet.
Why didn't you shoot, Pin Scratcher? You aimed your cannon right at Big Ed. It's still too dark in here, or wasn't the target big enough?
I'm talking to Ed. Ed and I are discussing breakfast. You interrupted. Just look at Virgin Mary. You paint as well as you party these days.
Now Percy Pie wants to play the game hard. Oh, you're all popped out with sweat. You need a frosty drink. You want Mary and the orphan to take a shoe a tall frosty drink?
Don't you touch me! You're unchaste, unclean. You shouldn't even be present while Ed and I are having a wholesome discussion about breakfast.
Do you hear that, Ed? Yeah, I think we have a funny game going on over here. Oh, here's the frosty one. You're so cool, Danny boy.
Lay off, will ya?
So flat and cool. Oh, you've even lost your furrowed brow. You're Mr. Zero. He's a fathead, airhead, deadhead, flathead. What's the matter with you, Ed? I'm making funnies over here and you aren't laughing. This is a new fun game and you aren't with it. What's the matter with you? You know what I think? I think you got a mouthful of dental floss! Well, spit it out, damn it! Spit it out right in my hands! No! Don't do that. There's nothing there. Nothing. There's old Strongheart. You'd like to blame me, wouldn't you? Blame it all I could. Well, didn't I? You're just cold turkey, that's all. Don't blame me. You couldn't excite
Yeah, broadcast it! Why don't you put it on the radio?
That's right. Get mad. That's your big thing, isn't it? Come on and slap me around a little like you do Percy. Well, what are you waiting for? Damn it, I said get mad! You get up! Get up, I said! Hit me! Knock me senseless, for God's sake! Well, do something, damn it! You're the one, do something!
good, Ed. Pretty soon you'll get it all back. It'll be like before, you'll see.
Right here, Ed. I love you. You're beautiful. We'll never leave you, Ed.
That's right, Ed. We'll be right here.
He was so young and strong. Probably wouldn't have noticed him if he'd been older. And a man like that had to be in someone's army, and it couldn't be ours. He frightened me with his quick movements. There was something queer about the way he handled his plow. The way his right arm reached under it, making him lean under it. I thought he was reaching for something when he saw me, so afterwards, when I was looking for the grenade, blood began washing all over my face and my hands, and there was nothing there. That was when I saw it. The man didn't have any hands. Stubs, just you can't help me. No one can. What are you doing trying to help me? The good doctor wants me to be your damn savior. Well, I can't do that. You live with your own pain, and I'll live with mine.
Listen, Ed, I see what you're saying, and you're right. We'll share it, Ed. We'll help. Listen, sometimes you need somebody who kind of...
Everything's in pieces, Danny boy. My gut aches for you. I'm getting a drink.
Hi, Ed. And I'll do as Ed says and have ourselves a drink.
Just go to hell, will you?
I don't know. So what could you have done if you'd done? I don't know. What are you asking me that for? Never mind what I said. Just leave me alone.
Big Ed, I hate to tell you this, but there's no booze up there. Your humble chef and barkeep keeps it all down here. And, well, there isn't any. We're all out of booze. What's happening? What's going on now?
Don't worry, we'll find another drink.
What I was talking about, muscle brain.
I think I should go up there. What do you think he's doing?
I don't know, just leave him alone.
I think somebody should be with him.
He doesn't need anybody.
Those stubs, Jay Bird. I never felt such pain. Everything red all over. All right. I'll free your bird. Here's the key to the cage. I'm going to meet the angel. What was it you said? I'll meet her on the curve of the moon, ascending. Well, it's the sun, Jaybird. Only the sun.
I'm going up. He's got to be up there somewhere. I don't hear him now.
Where are you supposed to go?
Maybe he's leaving.
What do you mean leaving? What are you talking about?
We take his things, Whitney. Whitney! Hey, Ed, are you up there?
Oh my Christ, I think I know what this is. Ed!
Hey, no! Hey, no!
The curve! Now watch out for the curve! He should have taken me with him. What can I do now?
Anything you like. Here. Go shoot it out with yourself. Now's the time.
Tempting. That's that.
Somebody's found something. But it's not Ed. I sketched Ed a long time ago, and that's not him. I'm tired of hanging out here. What a dump. You guys clean this place up. They go hide someplace else. You want to go, Slim? I'm loose. Party's over, Danny boy.
Yeah, it's over.
Call me sometime.
I'll see you around.
Out of my way, muscles. I'm gonna follow that duck like Fanny so I won't lose the way. Would you look at that? Old Jaybird left his trumpet. Just look how he shined up just cross-eyed
You
then.
better get it back to him.
Me, why me? Yeah, me. Why not? I owe that tin-horn tooth jerker a kick in the pants anyway. Be careful on the steps and don't drop it. Yes, Mom. I'll just wait with you. Look at that, Danny. If I had an ass like that, do you suppose I could be an artist too? Don't answer that. You swing it, Mama. Got the baby. I'm taking a long way home. I'm not going by there. Good. I ain't in no hurry.
Things are pretty much bits and pieces.
Yeah. Hurst, it's
No.
gonna
Don't you say anything to me. Not a very strong man. You're gonna believe I came all this way for nothing. No matter what I think. You're gonna believe I went to the wrong shrine. No matter what I think. Been a good clown. Performed well. No matter what I think.
I gotta go. I got a class at 9.
Class? You're going to a class? What class?
I don't remember. But I remember which room it's in.
Hey, wait for me. There, by God, I feel exceptional. going. I have some packing to do.
I'll see you.
I doubt it. There you are, Ed. There's your legacy, your estate. That's what they'll be looking for when they come. Not being exceptional, they wouldn't be interested in all the rest. A fine fat lot you still get out of that.